Welcome back to the world of Dead by Daylight. Today we are looking at one of the chapters that made Dead by Daylight for what it is. The very first licensed chapter, Halloween, with its killer, Michael Myers, or The Shape as he's called, and its survivor, Laurie Strode. Now originally, this chapter used to have a map, but to unforeseen consequences, the entity has decided to get rid of it. But since we're talking about the chapter as a whole, we will be talking about the map. Haddonfield. Haddonfield is a calm little town without much going on, or at least it was. You were to ask anyone in the town, at the school, or in a bar, there's something off with Haddonfield, they'd decline. To accept that this was the birthplace of one of the purest form of evil is hard. People living here have always felt safe and protected. There were no boogeymen or other shady characters in the night. No lurking, no skulking. People slept perfectly fine for decades knowing this for a fact. So when Halloween came about, the townsfolk were reluctant to accept that Haddonfield is now forever known as an evil place. Gossip and made-up stories flooded the town. Nobody really knows what happened, or if it's safe nowadays. Some moved away, others visited as morbid tourists. During the day, a common visitor wouldn't suspect a thing, but as the sun sets and night comes, an eerie quietness devours the town. People are afraid, and as you visit Haddonfield, you too will get afraid. Not only because it sits upon a dark history, but also because something is off. This isn't a real place, but instead a warped version of a reality that is no more. An entity version, if you like. Over the past couple of years, the entity has warped this place into its vision, and as you're looking at it now, this is the first version of that vision. But as we get to more of the video, you'll see the updated version of that vision, or the final version of that vision.
I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Michael Myers. The Shape. Some humans are simply bad seeds. Seeds infused with a distilled and pure form of evil. Michael Myers is one of those seeds. He had no issues with causing the pain of others. Instead, it was exactly what he sought. But even life can be tough on those with minds filled with terror. The difference is just how one goes about to solve those problems. For Michael, he had to kill to find some inner peace. As he took his sister's life, the police found a silent boy dressed as a clown at the scene. When one stumbles upon a growing fire, one does not pour gasoline on it. But this was an action taken by officials that had no idea how it would shape this demon in the boy's body. Sending Michael to a mental institution was a feeble attempt to save the child. Unsuccessful therapy and nightly screams just made him even more introverted and deranged. People hoped that Michael Myers would end up a parenthesis, soon to be forgotten and buried, a failure that soon were to rot away. But then, he escaped. The Shape lurks in the distance, patiently biding his time, his evil build while stalking survivors, fueling him with malevolent power. As the trial progresses, the Shape evolves from a quiet menace to an unstoppable juggernaut capable of shredding through even the most resilient teams. The Shape is a haunting killer who stalks survivors to feed his power. His personal perks: save the best for last, play with your food, and dying light. Select one survivor to become his obsession and would trigger deadly effects based on their status. Dying light, or as it's now called, Call of the Week. Each time you hook a survivor other than your obsession, you gain 1 token. For as long as the obsession is alive, all other survivors suffer from a stackable 2 to 2.5 to 3% per token action speed penalty to repairing, healing, and sabotaging, up to a maximum of 22, 27.5, or 33%, or 11 tokens. The obsession is unaffected by this penalty, and instead granted a permanent plus 33% action speed bonus to unhooking and healing other survivors. You can only be assessed with 1 survivor at a time.
This isn't a man.
Play with your food, or, as it's now called, See How They Run. Losing your obsession in a chase causes See How They Run to gain plus 1 token, up to a maximum of 3 tokens, and performing a basic or special attack with the potential to damage a survivor causes it to lose 1 token. While having at least 1 token, you benefit from the following effect. Grants a stackable 3 to 4 to 5% haste status effect per token, up to a maximum of 9 or 12 or 15%. See How They Run has a cooldown of 10 seconds between gaining additional tokens. You can only be obsessed with 1 survivor at a time.
You fooled them, haven't you, Mike? But not me.
Save the best for last, or as it's now called, Keep Them Waiting. Damaging any survivor other than the obsession with a basic attack causes Keep Them Waiting to gain plus 1 token, up to a maximum of 6 or 7 or 8 tokens. Damaging the obsession with either a basic or special attack causes Keep Them Waiting to lose -2 tokens. Grants a stackable -4 per token cooldown time reduction on successful basic attacks, up to a maximum of 24 or 28 or 32%. Keep Them Waiting freezes the current token count once the obsession is sacrificed or killed. You can only be obsessed with 1 survivor at a time.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Michael Myers is something akin to a shark in a boy's body, or a demon in a man's body. And like any demon, this demon smelled blood. Fresh blood. And the blood that he smelled, I pray that she can survive it. Laurie Strode, the determined survivor. You never know what really matters in life until you realize it might end soon. Laurie is one of those who just wants a quiet life in the suburbs, hang out with friends, family, and maybe go on a date or 2. Laurie is a typical teenager. You could pass her on the street and not think twice. She does her homework and is liked by her friends, teachers, and family. A simple night of babysitting turns into something that will forever change the course of her young life. A knife swooshing through the air, screams from afar, noises that plays tricks with her mind. But not Laurie. She's made of something stronger, something that won't give up. The epitome of a survivor, Laurie Strode exemplifies determination in the face of pure evil. Even while being relentlessly pursued, she is able to muster the strength to fight back against all odds. Laurie Strode is a determined survivor, prepared to weather any challenge. Her personal perks, Sole Survivor, Objects of Obsession, and Decisive Strike grant her powerful survivor abilities at the cost of leaving her exposed. Her perks are tied to the killer's obsession in surviving, no matter what. Decisive Strike, or as it's now called, Will to Live. Using whatever is at hand, you stab your aggressor in the ultimate attempt to escape. After being unhooked or unhooking yourself, Will to Live activates for the next 40 to 50 to 60 seconds. When grabbed or picked up by the killer, succeed a skill check to stab the killer and escape from their grasp. Stuns the killer for 4 seconds, causing you to become the next obsession. Will to Live is deactivated once the exit gate are powered. Will to Live is disabled for the remainder of the trial after use. Will to Live is deactivated prematurely when performing a conspicuous action. Increase your chance of becoming the initial obsession by increasing the default value by 100%. The killer can only be assessed with one survivor at a time.
There's nothing to be scared of.
Object of obsession, or as it's now called, bound by obsession. A supernatural bond links you to the killer. Whenever the killer reads your aura, bound by obsession activates for the same duration as their aura reading action. The aura of the killer is revealed to you. Increase your action speed for cleansing, healing, and repairing actions by 2, 4, or 6%. If you are the killer's current obsession, the following effect triggers automatically every 30 seconds. Your aura is revealed to the killer for 3 seconds. Increase your chance of becoming the initial obsession by increasing the default value by plus 100%. The killer can be only obsessed with one survivor at a time. Sole survivor, or as it's now called, down to the last. As more of your friends fall to the killer, you become shrouded in isolation, and the killer's aura reading ability towards you are disrupted. Each time a survivor other than yourself is killed or sacrificed, down to the last gains 1 token up to a maximum of 3 tokens, grants a stackable radius of 20 to 22 to 24 meters per token around you, up to a maximum of 60, 66, or 72 meters, within which you are immune to the killer aura reading abilities. When you are the last survivor standing, you benefit from the following effects. Increase your repair speed by plus 75%. Increase your gate and hatch opening speeds by plus 50%. Increase your chances of becoming the initial obsession by increasing the default value by plus 100%. The killer can be only obsessed with one survivor at a time.
What's the boogeyman?
Laurie Strode was your normal girl, only wanting to have a normal life. But things changed when you were born in a town that birthed evil.